All right, good evening. It's 1948. Big Country Basketball Association, Week 1, Game 1, Springfield at Paradise City. Paradise City wins 76-62. Game's top scorers, Porter, shooting guard for Paradise City, scored 20. Utha, the small forward for Paradise City, scored 26. Power forward Martin scored 10. Coleman scored 14. On the flip side, Springfield losers had Morris, and their backup center put 13 up. Clearly, Paradise City was the better basketball team tonight. It's amazing. In the third quarter, all the scoring was done by the power forward for Paradise City, which is pretty sweet. He's an F-rated power forward, but he made all the big scores. Meanwhile, the better power forward of the game, McDaniels A, had 7 points in the first and then disappeared the rest of the night. So maybe he was out injured, maybe he was just not featured. And then the F power forward gets 10 points. I mean, it wasn't like he dominated, he got 10. Utha, though, scored 26 in the first half, didn't score again in the second half. Fantastic. So I thought I would play Game 2. Fort Jefferson at Bayside. Fort Jefferson, starting for Fort Jefferson, a point guard is Weston. Small shooting guard is McGregor. Small forward is Hooper. Carver at power forward and Terrywell at center. On the Bayside side is Carter at point guard. Shooting guard is Benson. Small forward Garrison. Power forward Andrews, and center is Cummings. The best talent in the game is the point guard for Bayside. He is an A. However, the bench matched up. If the benches play a big role tonight, Fort Jefferson has a big advantage on the bench of Bayside. So, again, we don't know how often the bench will come up, but if it does, Fort Jefferson is bound to win this basketball game. All right, so here's how I score the game for those who following along. So visitors are here. I got the 4-minute mark, 8-minute mark, 12-minute mark. 4-minute mark, 8-minute mark, 12 minutes. That's the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Bayside here, Fort Jefferson here, and then all the players are already predetermined in their man-to-man matchup, so I don't have to check the man-to-man chart every time. So I roll for the 4-minute mark for Fort Jefferson, see who gets the ball, see how they score. I make the note, and you'll see how this works. So I since the game is man-to-man only, point guard on point guard, shooting guard on shooting guard, etc., etc. And if a bench player comes up, then the bench player is opposite him. So I don't have to worry about checking this man-to-man defense chart on every roll. I only have to roll to see who's got the basketball, then roll to see how they score. So here we go, 4-minute mark. Fort Jefferson starts. So I read it with the fancy brown die is high, the brown die. The plain brown die is low, and then the little brown die is the score chart. So Fort Jefferson, 21. 21 is going to be the shooting guard. The shooting guard is McGregor with a C, 3. He's going to score 6 points. So we're going to put down here, shooting guard, 6 points in the first 4 minutes for Fort Jefferson. Bayside is going to get 25. 25 is the guard, backup guards in the ball game. Fairchild's an F. 5 on F is 6. So the backup guard coming off the bench gets 6. And that is Fairchild. All right, at the 8-minute mark, 46 and 6 is going to be a big score. 46 is the power forward. The power forward here is Carver, D. D is 8 points. So the power forward for Fort Jefferson puts up 8 in the first quarter. And Bayside, 22. That's going to be the point guard. A's a stud. Oh, but he performed. Is he a plus? He's not a plus. So 6. So the point guard gets 6. Oh man, he's an A. That was a chance for them to get a big lead there. 12-minute mark for Fort Jefferson. 11. 11 is the guard. The backup guard 1. It's going to be backup guard is C. Remember I said their bench a lot better. So they rate out a C versus these guys. That's the point. So C1, unfortunately, still going to score only 4. But the backups played a pretty good role so far. 4. All right, Bayside before the quarter ends is going to be 53. 53 53 is the point guard. A3 is going to get 8 points. So the point guard has a big first quarter for Bayside. It's going to be 14. It's going to be 18-22. Bayside is winning this game in the first quarter. Son of a gun. And the point guard already has 14 for Bayside. So Bayside's point guard, he is an A. He is a stud, Carter. All right, here we go. The second quarter, I alternate, so I start with Bayside. 51, so Bayside's going to see the center involved. Their center is a D. 3 is 5 plus. He's not a plus, so he scores 5, though. The center for Bayside gets 5 in the second. 36. 36 is backup center D. 5 on D is 7 plus, no plus. So the backup center scores 7. As the backups have already played in 1, 2, 3. That's pretty sweet. 3 out of 8 chances. All right, 35. 35 is C again. Backup center 6. Johnson's a D, but he's going to score 8 points. The backup centers. So we got a lot going on in the paint here in 1948. So this would be before the three-point shooter. Matter of fact, if I make this my basketball league, no matter what the time, I would not have three-point buckets. I despise the three-point shot. Here we go. I think it changed basketball fundamentally forever. 12, and it's just gotten worse. Forward for Fort Jefferson is a C. 1 is 4 plus. He is not a plus player. So the forwards, look at this. Can you believe it? Fort Jefferson's had 1, 2, 3. Their bench, as I said, if the Fort Jefferson wins, it'll be because their bench performs, and their bench has put up 11, 15 points already. Let's see here. 8 and 4 is 15. All bench. 16, 21. So it's 43 to 33. 43 to 33. Bayside is whooping that. Oh, wait, no, we still got the 12th minute mark. Excuse me. Scrap that. We still have the 12-minute mark. I was reading the wrong numbers. Sorry, we still got 12 minutes to do. Fort Jefferson, the 12th minute mark. 13. 13 is 1, 3 is shooting guard. Shooting guard is C for these guys. 3 is 6. Shooting guard is 6. And Fort Jefferson, all backups in this quarter so far, 65. 6 and 5 is power forward. Their big power forward, D. Carter, 6. He's going to score 8. Their power forward has a big quarter. That's 12, 19 points to 14, 19. So they tied in the second. Closing the gap is Fort Jefferson, thanks to their bench performance so far tonight. Unbelievable. It is, let's see here, would be 41 to 37. 41 to 37 at halftime. All right, Fort Jefferson starts in the third quarter. 53. 53 is point guard. Point guard is D. 2 on D is going to be 4 points for the point guard. That ain't going to get it done, man. They're just not getting enough performance from the actual bucket die. Bayside, ooh, look at that. Bayside's going to score some points here. 13. Shooting guard again. This is Benson. C. 5 is 8 points for the shooting guard. Wow, he's got 14 points tonight already, and the point guard's got 14 points. So the guards are dominating for Bayside. 8-minute mark, Jefferson is 25. 25 is the backup guard for 6. Oh, off the bench, the guard, backup guard 6 is a C. 9 points off the bench. He has got 13 on the night. Does Matthews of Fort Jefferson having a great night tonight. 33 is center. Ooh, the big center is D. 2, 4 points for Bayside. And the 12th minute mark of the third quarter is going to see 16. That's power forward for 1. D on 1 is 3 points. Power forward does get 3 in the quarter, but not going to help their chances here, I don't think. 62. Power forward over here. Andrews, D, 2, 4 points. So both power forwards battling it out in the during the final moments of the third. That's going to be 16 points to 12, 16 points. Oh, so that first quarter, Bayside, that 4-point lead Bayside took in the first quarter, That is literally the difference in the game. It was 19-19, 16-16. Wow, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, kids. This is amazing. All right, hometown, Bayside gets the first roll of the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. 41. 41 is power forward, big power forward. He scored 4 at the end of that. D4. He's going to score another 6. So the power forward now coming on late. They're in the paint. They are working the paint. Bayside worked the paint a lot. Centers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of their scoring minutes, or 5 of their scoring segments have been in the paint with centers and power forwards. 24. 24 is point guards, and these guys are working the guards. Unbelievable, too. Point guard is a D. 4 points for the point guard. There it is. So the point guards are having to shoot from the edges. All right, 8-minute mark for Bayside. 23. 2-3 is small forward. Small forward C. 4 is 7+. He is not a plus shooter, so it's just 7 points. Fort Jefferson's going to go 22. 22 is point guard again. D's 2 on D again is 4. Their point guard is taking it to the rack, folks. Drawing fouls. You can imagine he's taking it to the hole. He's drawing fouls. He's getting to the line. He's getting those and ones. Look at this. The point guard scored 1, 2, 3. So he has got 12 points on the night. Amazing. 42. 42 is small forward again, 2. Small forward is Garrison. Garrison with a big 5 points. And the small forward gets 12 points in the final minutes for Bayside. And 33. 33 is center. Their center's working. Their center is a C1. 4+. He's not a plus player. And that's it. Game over. 12 points in the fourth to 13-18. Wow, Bayside puts a whooping on them. Folks, let me have my bookmark. Holy cow. Bayside, strong first quarter. It was a tight ball game in the middle of the game. And the fourth quarter, Bayside extends their lead. So it's going to be 40, 59, 69, 75 for Bayside. And we're going to get 37, 47, 53, 65 points for Fort Jefferson. 75. So 65 to 75. Look at that. Fort Jefferson 0-1, 1-0 for Bayside. Let's go ahead and tally some points here. The shooting guard for Fort Jefferson gets 6. The power forward for Fort Jefferson with 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 points for the power forward Carver. The guard, this is off the bench, 4. And 9 is 13 for their guard coming off the bench. Their backup center gets 7. That's Franklin. Their backup forward gets 4. So their bench produced 24 points. Remember what I said. I thought their bench would be the difference. They've scored. They've done their share, man. 24 of 65 points. That's pretty sweet. Weston, their point guard, scores 4. Let's see. Their point guard scores 4. 12 points for the point guard. Their starting point guard only gets 12. Their small forward, who is their best player, a C+ in this game, never touched the rock. So that's where your coach is called into question, if you ask me. Their small forward does not get a single bucket, and he was a C+ player. Their center, Terrywell, gets only 4 at the end. So their starter, their best player, their power forward, Carver, gets 19. Their starting point guard scores 12. And then on the bench, the backup guard, Matthews, gets 13. Meanwhile, they didn't work Hooper in at all. And it cost them. I think Hooper would have made a difference adding an extra 2 buckets, or an extra 2 points to every bucket he gets almost. All right, let's go ahead and add it up over here. Our guard, backup guard, gets 6 points. Wow, not bad for Fairchild. The backup center gets 8 points. So their bench, not bad. And the backup forward did not score. So 14 points for them, 24. So remember I said the difference in the bench, if Fort Jefferson wins this, it'll be the difference in the bench. Fort Jefferson scored 24 off on the bench. These guys scored 14. So a 10-point difference. What's going to matter are these starters. Carter, The point guard, stud A-rated point guard gets 6. 14 points for Carter. We'll take that as a point guard. Their starting center gets 5, 9. So their starting center gets 9. Their backup center gets 8. So 17 points from their centers. Their shooting guard gets 6, 14. So both guards put up 14 points. Their small forward, Garrison, is C. Their small forward gets 7 and 5, 12. Their power forward in the paint late in the third, early in the fourth scores 10. And that's that, folks. So Carter with 14, Benson with 14, Garrison with 12. So they're starting, 4 of their starting 5 were double-digit scorers. Their bench manages 14, and their center manages 9. And over here we get 24 from the bench, 19 from Carver. To be honest with you, I'm not certain. But the problem is their small forward didn't get a bucket. That's the difference. Kane, the backup forward here, didn't get a bucket. Well, that's all right. Backup forward didn't get a bucket. But your starting small forward who's a plus player doesn't have a shot. Dang, so they shut him down. He may have gotten hurt. He may have been in foul trouble. Again, narratively, you decide why this small forward ain't getting to work. And there you have it, folks. That's the first 2 games of the Big Country Basketball Association. I also played a game in week 2 this morning for the hell of it. Central City and Middletown. That game ended up 85. Middleton won 85-69. The power forward for Middleton scored 35 points in this game. Unbelievable. And the backup forward for Central City scored 23 off the bench, and 2 other players scored 17 for them. So to the game this morning, and I just went ahead and played that game randomly. And man, it was a brilliant game. And I'm telling you, the number 1 scorer right now in the league is the power forward for Middletown with a 35-point performance. This game is phenomenal. Again, basketball country, Big Country Basketball Time can be found in both in the Big Country Time Sports book, as well as the comic book PDF that's free on the Google Drive. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Big Country Basketball Association 1948, Week 1, Game 2. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.